Well, hello everyone. My name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. It's also just another Mimic Monday, so I have a Mimic prepared now for all of you. Every Monday around here is just another Mimic Monday, where I reach deep into that box of teeth and produce a homebrew Mimic for all of you for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. They're sometimes a little bit silly, sometimes a little bit horrific, often a combination of the two, and today we have the Brocade Mimic for you right now. The masked bard in gaudy attire was strumming away when the bar fight started. It kept playing even as chairs broke and mugs flew. Not one strum was missed, even when blood was spilled. Then someone grew sick of the racket and sunk a hand axe in the bard's neck, which produced a wooden thunk. The fancy vest exploded with teeth, tentacles, and eyes. Then there was the color spray. The first Brocade Mimic lurked in the rafters of a bard college. Instead of eating a future player, it learned alongside them and caught a passion for the arts. Of course, it could have just become an instrument, but that was basic and not quite grand enough. Instead, the Mimic became a set of fancy clothes and was worn out the front doors. Sometimes it and its spawn become a bard's best friend. Sometimes it pilots a dead one around for a little bit, and other times it takes over a mannequin to strike out on its own. No matter how, the show must always go on. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Brocade Mimic statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Now, of course, it's Brocade or Brocade, however you feel like pronouncing it. Accents are what accents are, but it is a challenge rating 4, medium monstrosity that is neutral. It has quite a few skills, a fairly high charisma, wisdom, and a higher intelligence than normal for a Mimic. It has the usual damage immunities and condition immunities. It has Shape Changer, Adhesive, False Appearance, and Grappler, though it can only change into a fancy set of entertainer clothes. On top of that, it does have innate spellcasting with Color Spray and Absorb Elements. However, if it's in object form and someone is wearing it, the person wearing it gets those spells instead. It also has an ability called Mimic of a Different Form, so when worn, the Mimic provides the Disguise Kit proficiency and counts as a Disguise Kit by any humanoid that is wearing it. However, if it is on a humanoid corpse or mannequin, it just pilots that around without breaking its false appearance. Like any other Mimic, it does have Bite and Pseudopods, along with multi-attack, where it can attack twice with its Pseudopods, but on top of that, it does have Bedlam Bolt, which is just basically a tuned down Chaos Bolt that can do a little less of a range when it comes to the different elemental types. This Mimic was really kind of based on the old Sleight decks that I would play in Magic the Gathering, where you constantly be changing colors of spells and the like to mess around with things. My fellow players really hated that. I hope that you enjoy the Brocade or Brocade, however you want to pronounce it, Mimic. You can, of course, find it and hundreds of other Mimics, along with hundreds more horror monsters for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that are all perfectly free at boxofteeth.blogspot.com. If you're more interested in the non-Dungeons & Dragons horror role-playing projects that I have, or the horror fiction that I write that includes Grease Paint right here, Book 2 is getting very close to being finished, you can always go to www.zacharyoshea.com. As always, I really do appreciate your time and your attention, and I hope we all have a great week ahead of us.